Hare Krishna, this is B.R. Madhusudan, here to serve Mahananda Das Bhaktiranjan in former times. So we're here to serve, and so what can I do to serve, to assist? Well, first of all, serve to my spiritual masters. And they are expecting and hoping we can try to represent them in the world, their teaching, but their mood and what they expect from us. So today, in Italian, we've had a reading taking place here in Vila Govinda Ashram, but I'll take the liberty of reading in English some section from this morning's regular temple readings. So the reading today will be from Srila Bhakti Rakkhak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, Srila Guru Maharaj, the founder of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math in Navadip, the king of all temples, and the place of the distribution, worldwide distribution of Krishna consciousness given by Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna conscious Mahaprabhu, the name given to him, to Nimai Pandit, by his Gurudev, Keshava Bharati, his sannyas guru. So he gave that extraordinary name, that he is distributing Krishna consciousness, and that current is coming through Rupa Goswami to the present age through Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Srila Guru Maharaj, to Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj. So today, Srila Guru Maharaj is, first of all, telling us about peace, that such peace can never be found anywhere. The peace of being a servitor of the Lord, having the Lord at the center of our lives, being an exclusive servitor. So such peace can never be found anywhere else except in the Lord's exclusive service. Our proper understanding and adjustment with the highest center will give us such peace and freedom from anxiety of all types that cannot be achieved by any artificial methods, which are devoid of understanding of the highest center. And then Srila Guru Maharaj quotes a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning Tapasvino Dana Para Yashasvino. But I'll come straight to Srila Guru Maharaj's rendering of the meaning of that verse, which is, I offer my repeated obeisances unto the Supreme Lord, who is all famous as the Supreme Good. Without offering their actions unto him, neither the liberationists, the Jnanis, who are dedicated to austerities, nor the charitable worldly workers, the Karmis, nor the world famous, nor the performers of Ashvamedha sacrifices, famous big sacrifice in former times, nor the sages or yogis, nor persons dedicated to chanting mantras, nor persons of virtuous behavior. None of them can attain any auspiciousness in life without offering their actions unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Srila Guru Maharaj explains that here in his inaugurating speech before delivering Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Shukadev Goswami says to the scholars, I know that in this assembly there are many scholars, yogis and tapasvis, renunciates, austerity persons, of different types, but I present my case before you all. Tapasvino, there are many penance-making ascetics. Dhanapara, this is all quoting from that verse, there are those who are famous for their big donations. Yashasvino, there may be many famous for their writings or their sacrifice. Manasvino, there are many great thinkers. Mantra vidaha, there are those who are well versed in the application of the mystic words, and so on. Okay, well, you have to give me a second. Have to give me more than a second. Just need to get the text back on the page. Okay. So those who are well versed, okay, Manasvino, there are many great thinkers. So remember, this is Shukadev Goswami at the assembly of these great souls who he's addressing. And Mantra Vidaha, there are those who are well versed in the application of mystic words, and so on. But you must realize that none of them can be successful in life without surrendering to Krishna. Understanding with the highest central truth can give you your peaceful and harmonious life, and no partial attainment can compare with such an acquisition. So Srila Guru Maharaj giving us explanation of Shukadeva Goswami's expression before delivering the Srimad Bhagavatam. And then Guru Maharaj, I can skip a little bit forward in one sense, but it's good to read everything. Okay, I'm just going to read the next paragraph too. Concentration induced by drugs is artificial concentration. All contributions from the mundane cannot but be artificial and of lower nature. In other words, this is fossil fatherism, that the fossil has created God. From the fossil conception, God consciousness has come. This is explaining that idea that something mundane, material, can give us the Lord. So Guru Maharaj is saying the fossil is supposed to evolve to the human species, and the God conception grows in the human section. This is the mundane person's thinking. So fossil is the cause to produce God conception. Fossil is the father of God. So to think that mundane intoxication can give birth to the happy ecstasy of the conception of the absolute beauty and sweetness, this is atheism. Hare Krishna. Although consciousness is subtle, it is more durable than these fossils of the mundane. Hare Krishna. Okay, I'm going to go along a little bit because there were many things which are like a specific statement from Guru Maharaj, who is telling us what is necessary. Okay, so then coming on to our object, it is to satisfy the Supreme Lord. And thus, whatever policy may be considered best for us will be recommended from there, from the Lord's side. We have to accept wholesale surrender to the higher agency. That is necessary. If we are allowed to consider our own case, we shall accept yukta vairagya, because privation, denying everything, or affliction, giving ourselves some pain and suffering, is not our end. Our end is to satisfy Krishna. The fire lit by our Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, must be allowed to burn. We must not keep a feeble fire. The ideal that Gurudev has given is very rarely found in this world. Out of thousands and millions of chances, we may have such a seed sown in our heart. Manushyanang sahasreshu kaschit jatati siddhaye jatatang api siddhanang kaschin mang veti tatvataha. From Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And the meaning of that verse is, out of countless souls, some have reached the human form of life. And among many thousands of human beings, some endeavor to attain direct perception of the individual soul and the supersoul. And among many thousands of such aspirants who have attained to seeing the soul and the supersoul, only a few receive actual perception of me, Shyama Sundar, Krishna speaking in Gita. And then another verse Srila Guru Maharaj is quoting just to make the point very firm and strong to us. Brahmanda Brahmite Konna Bhagyavanna Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. Which means, according to the thread of their karma, the living beings are wandering throughout many species of life in the universe. Among all such wandering souls, one for whom the fortune of spiritual merit, Sukriti, has arisen, by which devotion is facilitated, gains the seed of the creeper of devotion by the grace of Guru and Krishna. That seed is good faith, Shraddha. Anyway, Guru Maharaj is saying, it is not a light thing. We must know that this seed of Krishna consciousness is the most valuable thing in the whole of creation. We must understand everything, good or bad, belongs to Krishna, and I am his unconditional servitor. Our general thought must be like this, and the details will develop gradually. We need not apprehend any injustice. He is absolute good. All right, I hope Instagram hasn't been cut off, okay. So, yes, we must not apprehend any injustice. He is absolute good. So his mercy is absolute. His love is absolute. He is the loving center. We must make our heart broad, wide, to accept such a seed. Love is the widest thing. Love can accommodate even the enemy. Love is not afraid of any sacrifice, so it can accommodate even the enemy, and he is thereby conquered. Such conquering is complete and perfect. Our conquest is not perfect, but love's conquest is perfect. So we must be prepared to pay the value of this greatest achievement. In this expression, Srila Guru Maharaj often used, die to live. What can I give? Everything belongs to him, and I also belong to him. I must admit that I am his. This much is necessary. This is the central knowledge, and it is not unreasonable. I am not out of central control, and his all-controlling potency is not power, but love. This is the most liberal proposal, good news and fortune. Anyway, I couldn't resist but to read this section from the Sermons of the Garden of Devotion, Volume 1. We need to remind ourselves, remind ourselves of this good fortune that's come to us, and not gloat over, we've got fortune, others don't. Rather the opposite. When such good fortune has come, we must be very, very careful to maintain that good fortune, not to lose it, not to let it slip through our fingers, not to let it be dissolved by us not appreciating how to handle the fortune. Sometimes a very rich man leaves his wealth to his son, and then the son just squanders that, and then ends up as penniless. And there are many cases like this, of course, in the material world. But we must not be in that department of the spiritual world. We must not squander what has come to us. Rather, that most valuable thing in the universe, that seed of divine love for Krishna, it is the most valuable thing. And we must carefully garden that. We must carefully nurture that, protect that, and follow the guidance that comes on the packet of the seeds, which tells you how to plant it, how to nourish it, what the plant does not like, which will make it die, what the plant does like, which will make it thrive, how to keep out, how to look for the weeds and keep them away, how to protect it from wild animals. All these things. This guidance is given by Sri Guru and by his grace. Hare Krishna. So today I've also been reading from Sri Guru and his grace, and everything we read basically at all times seems to run in a parallel line. Things go in a mutually supporting thread, and this guidance of Srila Guru Maharaj, that we must at least understand that I belong to him, and we must take this opportunity to prove it, to show that really it means to prove I believe it. And what is that great gift that comes from above? It is Shraddha, it is faith. So let us always keep the lotus feet of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, now Sri Rupanuga Guru Vaga on our heads, but our connection is with our hearts and with service. And service means what we know, what we best, to the best of our understanding know will make them happy, we shall do that. And that is the connection to the higher plane, the service of the agents, the service of the higher plane through the agents who come to this world to distribute the mercy of Nitai and Gauranga, to distribute the mercy of love of God. Jai Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, and Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakkhak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Sri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai, Vishwarenya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, the unlimited devotees everywhere ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhya evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo, namo namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakti.